Ciao ragazzi, adesso impariamo I pronomi doppi, double pronouns. So, I know it's hard enough to substitute one noun and put the correct pronoun, but now we have to put some together. You do it in English all the time. Okay, do you give the book to mom? Yes, I give it to her. What the Italians do is that we do a little mash up and put it all together, and so they really become like a new word all to themselves. So the combo is we have an object pronoun, and then we attach either the reflexive pronoun or the indirect object pronoun. Those are the main combinations. Okay, we already know cene, but that's just like a set rule anyway, all by itself. So let's start with the direct and indirect combination. So when you have, here are your direct object pronouns, and I'll tell you right away that we do not deal with this, 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 or this. So basically your issue is the object masculine singular. Your object can be a person or an object, right? Which is object is the grammatical term for it, and it answers the question who and what, okay? So it being something or a person, masculine singular, feminine singular, a person or an object, person object plural masculine, plural feminine, person or an object. Okay, then something could be to someone's benefit. Okay, so you know you can write what the letter to me. Okay, so you can be doing both things. You have object and indirect object. So when you put them together, the first thing you see is that the object is second and the indirect object is first. As far as location, always the same, okay? In front of the verb, or when you have an infinitive, it will attach it at the end of the infinitive, okay? And they never separate a helping verb with a past participle, so these are the two locations. So let's do it. There are special combinations. So you will see right away that your I's become E's. Me, te, che, and ve. Okay? Plus whatever object you have. So let's pick the masculine singular as our main example. Me lo. So it to me or him to me. Okay? La li le. These are other options. Te lo. Ce lo. Velo. Notice there's a space between all of these. Make sure you keep space because otherwise they mean something else. Va bene? For example, me la is the apple. Me lo is the apple tree. So this is a very important little space right there. Where it gets tricky is down here, but it's kind of fun. It now becomes all one word. And you don't have to worry if the beneficiary is singular, masculine or feminine, or plural. It's always lié. Ye plus the object. Okay, so that kind of makes it easier. So yelo, yela, yeli, yele, and same for plural. So remember, you put the usually in a sentence you have the object first and then the indirect object. Once you extract that and you don't use the nouns anymore and you actually use the pronoun, they switch order. You have the direct object first and then the object next. And the top four, the I's become E's, and then you add the other pronoun. This has a special combination and becomes lielo or liela, ye plus, and all one word. However, don't forget, remember the crazy rule that everybody forgets? If you have a direct object pronoun in front of a verb in the past, it has to agree. So you have it, even if it's a combination. As long as you have a direct object pronoun in front of the verb, you still need to make the agreement in the past. Okay? Hai scritto la lettera alla mamma? Sì, gliela ho scritta. Okay? So you want to remember that. Gliela ho scritta. So this is indirect and direct object combination. The other combo is reflexive pronouns with direct object pronouns. So you have to have your list of reflexive verbs. And there are few of them, not too many actually, that are both reflexive and take an object. They are mettersi, to put on, put something on yourself. Spazzolarsi, so you brush yourself, but also an object like the hair. Lavarsi, you wash yourself, but it could be your own hands, for example. And then we have pettinarsi, same thing, pettinarsi. And here you have it, okay? To comb your own hair, for example. Okay, mettersi, to put on. Remember that the past participle is messo. So this is a sampler of words that are both reflexive but also take an object. Okay, so when you have any of these, you could make a combination. For example, io mi metto I pantaloni. I put on myself what? The trousers. So io me li metto. So here you're combining a reflexive pronoun with an object. So again, your objects are lo, la, li, le. You're not dealing with the top four. And this reflexive matches the subject, and the object matches the object. Okay, remember, it's for very few verbs. Okay, so io mi metto I pantaloni, io me li metto. Okay, now if we were to do this one in the past, io me li sono messi. That's because the reflexive verbs are house verbs, which I think at this point we all know, which means they take essere. However, you also, oh, I had one up here, they're house verbs. Okay, so they're going to take essere as your house verb, as your helping verb, and then you have an agreement to make. Normally, the agreement in the reflexive is with the subject, but now you have both things that take the agreement. So which one wins? The object wins. Okay, so here we have ti sei messo la maglietta. Sì, te la sei messa, referring to maglietta. So remember, you have two things that could technically take the agreement. The one that wins is the object. Va bene? And this is a quick reminder. Of course, if you have an infinitive, for example, with the verb volere, io non voglio mettermi I pantaloni, io non voglio mettermeli. Okay, so quickly, how do you put all of this together? This is probably the simplest list. All the I's become E's, and you always have spaces, and then you add the object with a space. Remember to keep a space here. Va bene? That's it. Location in front of the verb, or if you have an infinitive, it goes to the end. In the past, you always had to agree with the subject. Don't forget they're house verbs. Reflexive are house verbs, but this time it's the object that you will match it with, because if you have a direct object pronoun in front of the verb in the past, you have to agree with it, and that is that rule that stays. And that's it. These are the combos for double object pronouns with reflexives. Ciao!